A noise gate, in simple terms, is an automatic mute for your channel. I mean, the clue is in its name. It will mute or close the channel when the signal level is low, resulting in silence rather than ambient or background noise, while it will open or mute the channel when the signal level is high, allowing the signal or the sound to pass through without any restriction. Most microphones pointed at instruments on stage, especially instruments that are only played occasionally, will also pick up noise from other instruments on stage, and this noise, along with the sound that the microphone are supposed to get, they will be amplified together and quickly mess up your mix. Now, this is where the noise gate really shines, because it is able to ensure that those microphones are muted only until the instruments they are pointed at are played. Let me quickly demonstrate how it works. Okay, this is the gate session for this mixer. Now, to demonstrate gates, I've actually introduced a couple of background noise to the microphone. I have something playing in the background, just very soft, and I've turned on the fan in the room just so I can introduce a couple of background noise to the microphone, which will hopefully help us understand how a gate works. And although I usually don't use gates for vocal microphones, this is just to demonstrate for us and so we can hear how gate works. Now, there are a couple of parameters here. These are similar to almost all gates you can find out there, even standalone analog dynamic processors that you can buy for your analog consoles. Now, the first parameter here is the threshold, similar to the threshold in the compressor, just that this one is the point where the signal actually opens the gate. So any threshold you set, the signal has to get to that threshold for it to be able to open the gate and pass through. Now, the range simply means it's like how much, it determines how much the gate closes, if it closes fully or closes partially. So, for example, if you have a range of minus 30 dB, it simply means when the gate is closed, the signal is attenuated by 30 dB. There is attack and release. This attack simply means how fast the gate kicks in. So, for example, if you have a fast attack, simply once the signal gets to the threshold, the gates open immediately or opens quickly. You want your attack time to be fast, so that your gate will open as soon as your sound reaches the threshold. Anywhere from 0 to 1 millisecond is fine. Then you have your release time. Some gates or some processors call this decay. Let me start from the hold. The hold simply means how long the gate opens after the signal goes below the threshold. So once the signal passes the threshold and opens the gate and falls below the threshold, the hold time simply means the gate has to still remain open at this particular time, even after the signal goes below the threshold again. And then the release time determines how long after the hold time, how long the gate closes. So it's still the same thing as decay time. So for the hold time, anywhere between 20 to 50 milliseconds is fine. Of course, it depends on your application and you can experiment with this. The release time as well, you can experiment with it. So for this demonstration, let's have our range to be let's say minus 50 dB. So when our gate is closed, it attenuates the signal by minus 50. Of course, you can go all the way to minus infinity. So, but let's just do this. Attack time 0.9 millisecond, that's fine. Release time, just to have a slow decay, let's just say 100 milliseconds, and a hold time of about, let's just say 38 milliseconds. When I put the gate on, as you can hear, you can gradually increase the threshold until the background noise becomes too low for the gates not to be open. So let's try that. All right, as you can hear, the background noise is too low and doesn't open the gate. But when I speak into the microphone, the gate opens. All right. Okay, as you can see, when I speak, the gate opens. And when I stop speaking, the gate closes. I have to mention here that the noise gate is only worth using on instruments that are played loudly, as this ensures that the softest part of the sound is still significantly louder than the ambient noise on stage. Also, on instruments that have consistent sound, with very little dynamic range to them. That means noise gates won't be suitable for use with vocal microphones or wind and stringed instruments, which are often played sensitively. Even snare drums won't be suitable as well, because they too are played quietly, sometimes with ghost notes or with the use of brushes. Examples of inputs that are suitable for use with a noise gate are kick drum mics and tom mics. Toms especially, because tom mics are notorious for picking up other sounds on stage, sound of the entire drum kit, sound of guitar amps on stage, and this makes them very good candidates for use with noise gates. Now I have a video where I've used compressors and noise gates in an actual live drum mix. You can watch that video here and you will appreciate how much improvement they bring to your mix. Thank you for sticking around till the end of this one. I'm Kelvin. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.